Are we? Is it working? Oh, good. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for your patience and for joining us. My name is Mary Yuzovskaya. I've been a vinyl-only DJ for 18 years. And before that, for 3 years, I was record shopping, playing records at home, playing records at the friends' apartments after hours. So I learned a couple things about mixing records, and I'm happy to share those with you. But there's one thing that is very important. None of what I say means as much as you practicing. You need to practice every day. You need to practice consistently. If you want to mix records well, you just need to do it, and you need to do it every day. And there's not much theory, and I'll talk you through it. If you don't practice, no theory in the world will help you. So please do me a favor and practice as much as you can. Okay, so let me think. So if you feel like what I'm saying is confusing, or maybe you already know it all, jump in, let me know. Yeah, let's interact, please, because I don't know everyone's level here. So let's talk a little bit about what vinyl-only set is. Basically, you have one record that is playing, and basically it's like a stream of songs, like string of tracks, and one track sort of flows out of the other one, and the tracks are not actually going one after another one. At some point, they play together. So there's one track, and then the other one sort of births out of it and swims out of it, and then the third track comes in. How long do you have two records playing together, or maybe how fast you switch them? This is purely your taste, and this is purely your artistic decision. The only thing about, the only thing that is non-negotiable is, I would say, the actual beat matching. It has to be clean, it has to be tight, the records shouldn't run away. This is, you can make this crazy, swaps with faders, like almost hip-hop style, that it kind of sounds a bit rough and warehousey. It's not exactly my taste, but a lot of DJs do that. But the actual beat matching has to be spot on. And it's not difficult, you just need to practice. So I'll show you, hi. I'll show you. First things first, I'll talk to you about actual beat matching, and then we'll move on to more creative stuff. So let's see. Yeah, I might need assistance. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Thank you. Okay, I can't really reach the turntable. Okay. Yeah, come closer and be the part of it. Be a part of it. Okay, so are we all good? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so this.
Sing a song?
I should. I feel like I should. With all the microphones I've been holding in my hands and testing out, I feel like I have to sing a song. No worries, I won't. I promise. So, okay. Ready? Yeah, so there's one absolute rule which we cannot avoid. In order for two tracks to be able to be layered as we please, in order for two tracks to be able beat matched, there's one thing. Anybody would like to guess? There's one thing that must be done, must be taken care of.
Set the tempo, maybe?
Correct. They need to be in the same speed, right? So of course, if they're in a different speed at some point, they'll run away. So your job is to, first and foremost, align that, like you have a record playing on the main sound, And then there's the other one, which is in your headphones and nobody can hear it. And basically you need to, first and foremost, set up the speed and make sure that it matches the one that is on the main sound. So because you don't have access to my headphones, I'm going to have both channels on the main sound, but the one that is supposedly the actual main sound I'll have a bit quieter, and the one that is my headphones I'll have louder, so that you see what it is I'm actually doing. Hold on, let me find something. So we have a good minimalistic song here. I chose records that are slightly have less elements so that you guys can hear what it is I'm actually doing. Because sometimes, you know, when there are too many drones and pads, it might get a little bit confusing at first. So, okay, cool. So some of you already know you can change the tempo, the speed, by using the pitch. If you go up, it goes faster. If you go down, it goes slower. So usually you don't touch the pitch of the record that is already playing on the main sound, but sometimes it happens that the other track that you want to mix in is way too fast or too slow, so you need to maybe adjust the one on the main sound to kind of fit it in. But don't think about it now. Don't worry about it for now. When it will come, you will know. You'll be prepared. So if you're playing on a turntable that is slightly older model, so this one is quite new, right? The ones that are, this one is MK7, but like MK3 or older, the zero and the space around zero doesn't hold the speed super well, unfortunately, so kind of wobbles a little bit. So try to avoid being in the very zero. If the turntables are new, if the models are new, you have like, you know, this button that holds the zero quite well, or you can just trust it. With the older turntables from 20 years ago, they kind of, you know, swim a bit. So let's put it on -1 so that we're secure. So this is the track playing, party's going, everybody's having a good time. You, in the meantime, are busy working. So, 1 second. Okay. So I'm gonna put this one significantly louder and this one a bit quieter. So this is what's going on in my headphones. You need to find the very, you know what? I forgot a little bit of boring theory. I'm sorry. Turn the music off. I know the party already started. So, in order to align the tracks, not only do we need to put them together in one speed, to find the right speed, we need to align them by bars, so to speak. So each bar has 4 counts, which are often, if we're talking about house and techno, I'm not going to talk about all these broken stuff because it's a bit different. But with how, like, let's say classical 4 to the floor house and techno, 1 count is usually 1 kick. So you have 4 counts, that's 1 bar. And for you to align one record with another, you need to first and foremost grab that very first kick, which is the first count. Let's find it. There it is. Can you hear it? And basically what you need to practice at home is to be able to hold this first kick in the palms of your hand. You need to know exactly where it ends and where it starts. And then you do the, you let it go. So the track is playing, right? This one I wanted to be louder. So you need to align it, right? First we need to find the right speed. So first things first, we'll find the kick. Do you hear the difference, or is it too quiet? You can tell which record is which, yeah, right? Yeah. Okay, or I can maybe even do like this. So now we have this bar situation going on, right? We need to have the first kick on this record aligned with the first count on whichever bar is coming towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we can hear that this one is going slower. focus on myself. Almost. There you go. So they're sounding more or less. Are they? Yeah, this one is significantly so the actual track is slower, so we had to make it faster for it to align. Oh, it's running away because I'm talking too much. So this is what we have, right? This is like, once you have them aligned, you can basically, okay, I'm gonna turn it off for a second. See, it's still kind of running away. So I highly recommend you to give yourself some time. Kind of, listen to it in the headphones and you think it's going clean, but give it a few bars. Just listen, and sometimes you start hearing that it starts running away. And like the rule of thumb here is, plus you have to understand that turntables and clubs are sometimes quite trashed. So sometimes you will have to move the pitch a bit back and forth. It's not that you can't hear yourself, it's just the pitch doesn't hold tight, but it is what it is. If the turntables are in mint condition though, that they hold the pitch spot on. So basically, yeah. We have the tracks aligned. Now the next step you would do, you would like, this track is still playing, and you would like to bring the next one on the main sound and mix it in. So it's nice to do it after a break like this, let the break evolve, people clap, say woo-hoo. Then, let's find it. So you make sure it's still in the headphones. You don't do it on the main sound. You make sure that they're spot on, totally sounding in one line, right? So like they're exactly in one speed. Then basically, now I'm gonna put this away. You need to bring this track out on the main sound. So I usually use the mixers with 4 EQs, but 3 is also fine. What you need to, there are many ways of EQing tracks as you please. This is also your artistic decision. You need to just, try it out for yourself. But there's one rule I would stick to. Make sure that the lows are on 12 o'clock, only on one channel at the same time. Because if you have both of them at 12 o'clock, it will overload the sound system. It's too much bass. Okay, so we're killing the low, we're killing a bit the mids and the highs, and we're bringing the second channel out. Oh man. Now, we need to start swapping the EQs. Again, this is not the mixer I usually use, so if it's like a 4 EQ channel, I would start bringing the EQs from the middle a little bit. And if I add the lows on this new track, I kill them a bit on the older one. I prefer to do it carefully, like some DJs really do this. It's just a matter of taste. I like when one bass line sort of slowly replaces the other, then nobody can tell when one record turned into another and everybody's like, whoa, how did you do that? I did it by very slowly switching the bass, switching the low. Okay, so a few things I wanted to talk you through in this process, because I know it kind of looks a bit confusing maybe. So let's imagine you found the right speed, so you think, and the headphones are on and you're listening to it, And if for some time it runs smoothly and then it starts running away, then usually it's the pitch that is wrong, right? You maybe need to adjust it a tiny bit, but the reason why it starts slowly running away is because the pitching wasn't actually quite accurate and you need to find the right one. So you move it. Don't be afraid to move the pitch, because if it starts all right and then it kind of gets worse, that means the pitch has to be moved. And I myself remember with my very first years of DJing, I was so scared to touch the pitch. I thought, oh my God, I found it. No, even if it's a little bit off, I'll keep it as is. Don't worry, don't be afraid, move it. You can always move it back if anything. So that's the first thing. If, however, the record is kind of in the same speed, but a little bit slow or a little bit fast, and you keep kind of fixing, like, you know, then probably it's not actually the pitch, it's the positioning. So the speed is correct, but the track started too early or too late. And sometimes, like in the clubs, when I get nervous, I notice that I do this too fast and I let it go sooner than needed, and then the kicks actually don't go kind of hand in hand. And even though the speed is correct, there's a bit of train wrecking. So if you need to do a bit of right and left, and probably don't touch the pitch, probably is the positioning. However, if you keep fixing and fixing and fixing, then aside from positioning, it's also the speed. Does anything make sense that I'm saying? Yes? Okay, great. If not, please tell me, because I'll be honest, I people one-on-one and they would always ask everything, and yeah, so please feel free. Okay, so that's basically that's the pitching. Also, sometimes, you know, you play a record, like you start the record, you do this whole kick thing, and you can't really tell if this next record is slower or faster. Like you said, oh, this track is slow, so we had to make it faster. Sometimes you just cannot guess, you know, and you get all nervous and the track is running out, the crowd is going to eat you alive if you don't beat match it properly. So you freak out. I suggest in this case, just listen a bit longer and watch the hi-hat. Because when you try in your headphones, the monitors are booming, it's loud in the club, everything, like all these lower frequencies, they tend to kind of get a bit muddy. But the hat or the shaker, all these kind of sounds, they will always cut through. So kind of try in that moment to think about this hat that you have and whether it's too slow or too fast. So whenever the panic takes over, think about the hi-hat. That's the thing. Okay, I really wanted to talk to you guys about EQing, but because this mixer is different, I'm a little bit lost. Let me think about it. Anything you want to ask so far? Is everything clear?
I have one question. If you have like a huge gaps between the BPM from the first and the second track,
right?
How can we reset the pitch, or can't we? Because if we have like 130 BPMs to 160.
Okay. No. It's a good question actually. So these turntables, for example, they have a cool setting. They can do, like, you know, you can see that in the turntable. Standard turntable has -8 and +8 and -8. So these turntables have a function to make it 16 plus and 16 minus. Not all of them do, but you can. I apologize, the track ended. Look, this is the 0 more or less. This is +8. This is +16. -16, -8. So you can put it in your writer and clear it. And some of your records are 150 and others are 130. These turntables will help you. Only have +8, -8, it kind of gets tricky. What I do, I don't have records with such big difference, but some of my records are, let's say, 140, the others are 128, which is already an adjustment, you know? So basically what I would do, oh man, I wish I actually had something very slow and very fast with me, but okay, I'll show you. So, Let's try some other tracks so that we don't get bored. So the track is playing. And let's say it's a really fast one, for example. And the track you want to mix in is too slow. And you kind of, already, it's already on +8, but it's still not enough. It still kind of runs away. What I would do, I would start slowly adjusting the pitch on the main sound, but do it carefully so that people don't notice. Like really sort of, again, use the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Very, very carefully. And in the meantime, see if it fits. At some point, if it's like 128 and 140, there's some middle ground. But I mean, if you're in the 0 and you need to go all the way there, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. So request these turntables, I would say. But yeah, of course, sometimes also, because that's also the thing, that's also what I often do. If I realize, as I said, the 0 is very sensitive on older models and the pitch doesn't really hold. And if the track is playing and I'm realizing that I'm coming to a complete 0 or like 0.1 with that record which I'm gonna bring, I don't want to do it because the mixing will be sloppy. It wouldn't hold while I'm EQing. I'll have to fix it back and forth. It just doesn't sound good. So what I'll do, I'll move it slightly on the main sound, like on the turntable that is playing on the main sound right now, to just avoid the 0. But then again, if it's a newer model, you don't need to think about it at all. The clubs often have old models, so just try to avoid this area. But other than that, was that your question?
Yeah, you answered.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. What else can I show you? Okay, let me try with EQing. So EQing is a kind of thing that is very personal. Everyone has their own style. It very much depends on your genre that you play. It depends on the storytelling. It depends on everything, how you like it. I like when one record kind of liquidly goes into another, and then there's no way to say how it happened. When it's just sort of one song merges into another. That's my taste. And in order to do that, you need to kind of EQ it in a specific way, which means, and also kind of, be very slow and delicate with the faders. Let me beat mash another track for you, and we'll do the EQs together. So, okay. So the song is playing. I'll repeat this for you as if it's headphones. Found the first kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it slow or fast? Anybody can guess? Yeah, this is faster than this one. I'm not used to it without headphones, I'll be honest. on Headphone Workshop. So, there's another thing I forgot to tell you. A lot of people actually ask me this. I'll pause for a second. How do you know when the break comes in? Because when people play DJs, they see the whole file, right? And then they see the kick, then there's like less of a... How do you do that? So records, they have grooves, and you can actually see whenever there's no kick. If you guys want to come closer, feel free.
I have one question, because I
Yeah.
heard in the past DJs, especially when want to make the scratches, mark some point on the vinyl.
Yeah, I heard that they would like put a piece of tape.
Yeah.
I never did it myself,
Okay.
to be honest. I think it's like, especially maybe, I don't want to lie and like spread misinformation, but I think it's maybe for more like hip hop stuff when they would
Yeah.
want to put the specific sample
Yes.
and definitely find it. My question is, how do you put the tape so that the needle doesn't
Or
give
just,
through it?
just the pencil mark, you know, like the...
I would never do that to my records. No, I get it. I would
Okay.
just never do it. I know, I heard about it a lot. I myself
So you
never...
see it, just
So you-
remember when is the place.
No, you don't need to remember. That's what I was actually saying, that there are the grooves. Which,
Okay.
look, look, do you see the groove?
Yeah,
So the groove means that there's no kick or probably no bass.
okay.
Let me find a cleaner record for you. Hold on, this is like... Hold on. Okay, look. Do you guys see the grooves? There's 1 and 2 circles that look as if they're from slightly different plastic, and that's when there's no kick. You just know. You don't need to know the song at all. Basically, I can pick up any record from the shelf and be like, okay, this is where the break is going to be. Therefore, look, here you can also see. Do you guys see it?
To be honest, I can't.
You can see it.
I can see the grooves, but where can I tell?
Well, here is like, you see this circle that
Ah, yeah,
looks like
yeah,
it's from a
yeah.
different material a little bit.
Yes,
That's where there's no kick. And basically, if you don't know the track, or you just bought this record, didn't get a chance to, or you're mixing into another DJ, or you're playing it back to back, instead of putting a sticker, just look at the groove. And if there's this like part that looks like if it's made from a bit of a different material, that's where won't be any kick, or maybe the kick will be there but there won't be any bass. This is how the break, you recognize it physically. So yes, so this is, here there was going to be a break soon. It's coming. In the meantime, you can prepare. It's still in the headphones, right? It's better to find the kick before the break comes in so that you just don't panic, You hold it in your hand, it's there, all good, the break is going, you're ready. But obviously everything happens in the clubs. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I did it again. I did it too fast. I do it a lot. It just runs away. So now, I'm going to cheat and use the headphones, but I'm going to talk you through. So we now need to bring the record out. We kill the bass. We, not completely, but like, we live a little bit. We kill the mids and the highs. We don't kill them again, but we kind of reverse them a little bit. You move the fader slowly, and we can hear that the hat from this track is already coming in, so we can bring it louder and add a little bit of mids and add the bass and kill the bass a little bit here, like very carefully. A bit of a replay. They need to be on more or less the same volume, of course. Keep bringing it a bit further and kind of replacing the EQs, but very delicately, a little bit. If you add it a little bit here, remove a little bit from there. It's a little bit, it's just not my taste. You of course can do it. If you like it, So now we have this record as a main because all the frequencies are on 12 o'clock, right? This one has the bass almost killed, the mids and the highs are less. And we start carefully moving it away from the main sound, right? And we can also continue reducing the EQs. Now it's important to not do this really fast because here it kind of worked, but sometimes there is some sound effect or some white noise or something on that record which keeps playing, and if you do it too abruptly, people can tell that there was an abrupt transition, even if it's in the same speed and everything was clean so far. If you move out the record abruptly, people can hear it. So you want to really kind of slowly, carefully reducing the EQs. Obviously each track has their own sort of range, so you need to kind of listen a lot and see what exactly you want to do with the EQs. You don't have the same rule for everything. Sometimes maybe you'll keep the mids in both, maybe you'll keep the highs in both for an extended period of time. Sometimes you would really want to replace certain things faster. It's again your ears, your judgment, your taste. All the tracks are different, and how you pick the tracks. Some tracks, for example, has some melody coming in way too soon, or some melodic pad or chord, and it just sometimes starts clashing with the previous records, and then, well, then you need to replace the mids faster. And that way you'll just kind of switch to a different mood, smoother, but a little bit quicker. This is like, usually try to mix in key. I know you don't have the key written on the turntables, but you have your ears. And just listen in your headphone. Does this sound good? Or does this harmonically bother me? You don't even need to know the keys, you just need to trust your ears. And if you feel like, not so good, but you're running out of time, okay, I'll mix this in, but then swap the mids faster. And that way nobody will notice. And I won't tell anyone. So there's something else I wanted to tell you about the EQs, but I forgot. Anything else? No, you got it all. You got it all. I think we were supposed to have questions on the iPad, right? If that's working. Okay. If anybody, while we're waiting for the questions, wants to try, come on in. Don't be afraid of me. I'll sit under the table. You won't even see me. No, if anybody wants to test something or to try or for me to show them something specific, come. Are you serious?
I never play in the final records. So.
Well, come on. Okay. What should we do first?
So we play first record.
So this record is already playing, right?
Okay.
Do you like this track or you want to pick some other track?
Okay, we can, I think, use this one.
Yeah, it has a lot of hats.
Okay.
So let's stick to it. I do want to find a different track for you, which also has more hatty sort of structure to it, so that it's not too
Okay.
let me see. Oh, this is actually a great test because you will have to start with the second track. Can you find the second track?
Yeah, I see. I think it's this one or this one. But it's
Which
break
one?
in this.
This is a little break, that is correct. And the second one.
First one, yeah?
And this is the
one
track.
Is the second one.
Can you start this track from the very start? Can you put the needle where the track starts?
Okay.
So let's first have it rolling. Careful.
Here.
Yeah. But how do you do it so that it starts from the actual kick? Look, you can hold the needle like this. Don't be afraid of it. There's this like sort of groove.
Okay.
See, there's a silence between two tracks. So there's one thing also I forgot to mention. Usually it's like 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 tracks per side. right? So otherwise the record will come out way too quiet, and it will be too quiet for the clubs. If it's one track, it's often 45. If it's two tracks or three, it's 33.
It's like
So-
AP and single vinyl,
Yeah.
the small one.
Yeah, well, like,
Okay.
no, but like sometimes, you know, that especially the older records, when manufacturing records wasn't so expensive, people would just put one track per side and have
Okay.
two track single EP. Usually then it's 45, but you can also listen in headphones, and if the speed is kind of odd, just on the wrong
Okay.
button. What I'm just gonna show everyone what I'm talking about. This is 33, this is the correct speed. This is 45. A bit. Yeah, I'm getting into it. So, basically, let's just learn how to grab the kick.
Okay.
So, look, we found where the track starts, right?
Yeah.
Do this movement. You can do it very slowly. Here's the first kick.
Okay.
And you need to sort of move your fingers until it ends, and back and forth, and then you know exactly where it is, and it's
Okay.
like in your hand. You just really control it, kind
So
of.
I like grab here.
Yeah, well, you know, the more you touch them with dirty fingers, the worse it
Okay.
gets. So I try to hold on the edge,
Okay.
sort of, you know. And when I rotated, I tried to use either the label
Okay.
or this area which doesn't actually have any music.
Okay.
Actually, since, you know what, I'm not going to torture you. Since you are doing, let's try from the first track. This is the first track.
Okay.
You started. Find the kick for me, please. What do you do first? No, wait.
Okay.
First, you do this
Okay.
to kind of,
Find the start of.
the very first kick, yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding it for you.
Okay.
Let's find it together. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let it
So-
go. Don't worry.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Here.
here, yes. Let's do it
Yeah.
together slowly. One.
Okay.
No, just put it on there as if I'm not there.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Put it
Okay.
here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Do you feel what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? You really need to sense where it ends and
Okay.
where it starts. You can do it super slow now.
Okay.
We're not beat matching actually. Yeah? 4.
Okay.
You can also relax your hand a bit and like kind of don't go too far because it's inconvenient for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And you know, sometimes like, you know, in technically you can just do when you're DJing, you can do like, where is it? See? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
But this is kind of like, I prefer to do 4 to just definitely know that this is the kick. I found it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Want to try again?
Yeah.
Yeah, go all the way back. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't be afraid of it.
Okay.
It's not gonna bite. But this is the hardest part, honestly. Once
Okay.
you're done grabbing that kick, everything else is easy. It's not there. Uh-huh.
Here.
You can also start from the very beginning. You can put the needle
Okay.
again, let it go, kind of hold it so that
Okay.
you know when it's... There it is. Okay, found it. And bam, you move the hand.
So you first start, when you took your first kick, you first start in the middle with rotating? Or
Well, I mean...
you just let it go and...
Let me think about, hold on, let me think about it. How do I do this? Because there's some stuff you just do and you don't think about. It's a very, what I like about playing records is such a physical ear to hand experience. You don't
Okay.
think much and sometimes your body reacts faster than your brain. I know, it's just practice, seriously. Like all the theory, see, we got it in 30 minutes. Everything else is you guys just practicing. So wait, so I put the needle. Let's see, what do? I put the needle. Yeah, I always start like, because I don't want to stand and wait. I'm in a rush. I want to mix it in as quickly. Like I want to find the correct speed as quickly as possible so that I can layer them longer. So I don't want to stand there and wait. So I start rotating. As soon as I found the kick, I kind of move it back. And then I move the hand here really quickly.
Okay.
Oh, I lost it. Look at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Okay.
Want to try it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, go back all the way until the very first kick.
So maybe...
You can, yeah, or you can put the needle, exactly.
Here? Or...
If you don't hear it, it's not here. Let's try again. Wait, maybe...
Okay.
1 second. Slow. There, we found it. And we go back immediately. Hold it. I found it for you.
Okay.
Put your finger.
Okay.
And now... Yeah! Don't lose it! No, we lost it again. It's all good.
Okay.
Up, there it was. Yeah, I think you have it. But don't let it go. Just hold and do back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Just skate that kick.
Okay.
Yes, there you go. Bravo. And it also kind of gives me to do 4 instead of 1. Gives me some physical feeling of what the speed actually is going to be. Because you do those 1, 2, 3, 4 according to the speed of the track that is playing on the main sound. So you can, with this, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and your shoulders already kind of know if it's too slow or too fast. You know, it's like you're like. Okay, yeah, I'm watching you.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Yeah. Yes. 4. 4. No, you let go on the 5,
okay.
sort of. Also, when you let go, try to make sure, that's a mistake I often do, that you don't push when you let go. You actually let go.
Okay.
Because when you found it, let me show you on this one. So you found the kick, 1, 2, 3, 4. And technically, you brought it back to its correctest position ever. Your arm, your hand feels it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. And I would often do the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, sort of move it with my hand, which is no, just let it go on the 5. Okay, your turn.
Okay. So maybe I will put records. Ah, so.
I don't know what it, you don't need to. I mean, I appreciate, but
Okay.
so yeah, find the kick.
Mhm.
Find the kick. Yeah, keep rolling slow. There was it. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Once you found it, you go back. No, but that's not the first kick. No, no, no. Look. Yeah, it's just you need to repeat it 50 million times. And on 50 million first, it will just come to you. Yeah, look. It rotates. There's nothing, nothing. Then bam. And as soon as you heard the very first, go back immediately.
Okay.
There you go. That's your first kick. 3,
Okay. 1,
2, 3, 4. No, you go on 5.
Okay.
Because
sorry.
that's when the first count of the second bar starts.
Okay.
I think it's a bit, yeah.
Here?
Well, do you hear it? Just trust your ears. Your ears know better than anyone. Let me help you. Look how far we've gone. There were a few kicks. There you go.
Okay.
The very first kick you heard.
Okay. So.
There it is. Yeah. 1, 2,
Okay. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Okay.
Bravo. Bravo. Yeah, you really let go super gently and like you're a cool DJ. Yes. Anybody else wants to try? It's not that scary. Come, come, come. All right.
Do we only start the tracks from the very beginning?
Okay, that's a really, really good question. I didn't want to kind of confuse you, but sometimes tracks have stupid intros. The intros are not stupid, they're really pretty, but you're in the club and you need to do this until you have the first kick, basically. I don't think I have a track with an intro, and I don't think I'll find anything here. But the point is you do the same. You rotate and rotate. until the first kick comes in. Sometimes it's easy because it's some pad and higher frequencies, some melody, and it's not in lower frequencies, so it's easy to hear it. Sometimes there's some bassy thing going on and the kick comes in later, and that's just unfair. This is just unfair. You really need to listen. What I do in this case, I turn off the monitoring in the club. Like, you hear the monitors, but the dancers don't. So that I can hear what's in the headphones better. And then they do the and that's it. But it's a very good question. Sometimes, though, some sound designers put like a hat maybe on the first, basically you need to start from the first count. Some people put like a hat on the first count and there's an intro still happening, but you grab that hat and you use it instead of a kick. You need to hold the first count in your palm. If you do that, then it will align. If you grab the second count or the third count or whatnot, then of course it will all get messy. So
Okay.
yeah. Hold it with
Okay,
like
with
this,
okay.
like this, yeah.
And use start.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Okay, rotate. Oh, your hands are shaking. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You found it.
Okay.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Then it's best if you use the
Okay.
right hand for it. Yeah. 3, 4, go. Very good. I'm
Okay.
impressed. The only thing is when you did the 5, you kind of did move it a bit.
Okay.
Try again. Try to go back, find the kick. Actually, maybe it will be easier. Well,
Okay.
with the right hand though.
Okay.
But it's just easier because
Okay.
just to put the needle from the beginning. Now move slowly,
Okay,
slowly,
okay.
slowly. Don't press it in though,
Okay.
because it will change. There it is.
Okay.
Yes, I'm holding it for
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5.
5. Okay.
One more time. But once you figure this out, everything else is really simple. Yeah, but you go ba, 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 ba. It doesn't sound like the first. Well, now there's no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is side. There you go. Find it. There it is.
Okay. So.
It's really much easier if you hold it
but
here.
I
That's your
try to
kick. I'm
find-
holding
okay.
it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel, but with your hand, when it stops and where it ends, when you move it back and forth? Well, that's why you actually
Okay.
move it back and forth, to just sense the beginning and the end of this
Okay.
first count. Okay,
So 1,
1.
2, 3.
So the one move is up in forward,
Okay,
away
okay.
from you. So the back, right? 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
And
Let go.
okay.
And when you count 1, you make a move away from your body. 1, forward, and go back before the 2
Mhm.
comes in. Come on, try.
Okay.
Once you found it, just put the hand.
Okay.
I promise it's easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else brave?
I would have.
Anyone has questions about
The
this?
first stop the.
Yeah, of course, stop it. Put the needle. Oi, 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 oi.
You?
Yeah, press the button. Yeah. Oh, it's already there, so go back.
Oh, it's heavy. Oh.
No się też się nie spodziewałem.
Wait. So you find the kick.
Yeah.
I'm holding it for you. Put the hand here. 2, 3, 4. Wow.
Okay.
This is just better than
Push
I
it
do
or
it.
not? Because I
No,
didn't
the
really let
fifth
go,
one
I just-
definitely don't
Okay.
push. The fifth
Yeah,
one
I
just
think I pushed
really let go, and it's like a very common mistake. It's a mistake.
Slowly. 5.
Huh?
5.
On 5. Yeah, let it go on 5. First, so like, oh my god. See, I'm not better than you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like really,
you really just let
it go. Because if you were kind of using those 4 counts to adjust the kick in the palm of your hand correctly, it will be aligned super well. If you push it too much, then you need to fix it a bit, and you need to slow it down a bit, because it will just be like as I mentioned, the positioning won't be accurate. It's also not the end of the world. You can also fix it. You can make it slower or faster. And the more you do it, the less scared you are of it, which is the key factor, because the more scared you are, the more your hands are shaking and you can't even put the needle, you know. So basically, yeah, I try when I play to do just 1 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, to just kind of, but I've been doing it lately. Like before that, I was just really taking a benefit of those 4 counts to just really get the feel of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, okay, is it faster, is it slower? And your body already got the message by this movement a little bit. And then you listen and you kind of, yeah.
I think we should be ready to select you a nice
Okay, awesome.
easy template.
Oh my god, I only know how vinyl works. I don't know the digital things. Popular. The question is test.
Yes, because we have to wait a second for
Okay.
the other venues to join the Q&A section.
Okay, sounds good.
If you guys have any questions, you can ask it in person.
Or I can tell you about the counts.
Yeah, or you can join the Q&A by scanning the QR code over here.
Or you can just ask me face to face. Face to face. It's like a vinyl party. Who needs the QR codes anyways? I can also tell you while we're waiting about the 1-bar loops and the 4-bar loops. Anybody wants to hear about it? So as I told you, we have this 1-bar loop, which is 4 counts. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you do the beat matching, when you just need to position the speed, 1, 2, 3, 4 is totally fine. When you're mixing one record in and you're positioning it before bringing it out, you can of course just use 1 bar. Just make sure that your first kick or your first count, as you pointed out, aligns with the first kick of the bar of the record that's already playing. But if you want the musical phrases to align super fancily, you can do the 4-bar loop, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go. So basically it's this square, 4 to the floor, because the music phrases and tracks, they also often come in these 4-bar loops, or they go away in these 4-bar loops. So if the very first count of this track starts on the first bar of a 16 or of a 4-bar loop, the phrasing would be even more accurate. You can catch up with it later. You don't have to really kind of think about it right now. It's more of a for the future. But if you really want your musical phrasing to be like super tight and super spot on, and then you're EQing, then try to do this 4-bar, use the 4-bar loops instead of 1-bar loops. It's just, yeah, more of an aesthetical thing than a rule. But 1-bar loop is a rule. You cannot start from the second count, you can't start from the third count, you have to first aligns with the first. And then nobody has any questions, or I don't know how to use it. But maybe they just know it all. Maybe that's, yeah. Do you guys have any questions for me? Do you want to try, actually? Anybody brave? But look, we already have, go ahead. We already have 3 graduates. Okay.
So what do I do?
What do you do? Okay, so with the same record, right? So the turntable is turning. No, you need to put a needle first. Oh yeah, but a bit more careful, because the records ain't cheap and you don't want to scratch them. So careful, and the needle breaks too. So yes, okay. Use this one, because yeah, oh, there it is. Do you think it's the first kick though? You sure?
Oh.
This is the first. Okay. No, you're going. There it is. Then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. You either let go on 5 or on 9.
Okay.
Let's not use 2 hands because it just confuses you. Let go for a second, please. So look, first you do you rotate. You found the first kick. You go back. You move your hand. Here it is, the first kick. Do you hear it? If you move a bit further, there's no sound. If you move a bit too far, it's also no sound. Here it is.
Yeah.
Want to try with me? Do you want to put your hand here and I'll just
Right.
move it and you just 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you try. I suggest you just put the needle.
Alright. Where did?
Oh, okay. We see questions. Well, yeah, you try
Yeah.
one more time and then. Don't worry. It's not an
That's
exam. It's horrible. It's like a heart surgery. Wait, hold on. Yes. 5, 2, 3, 4. Bravo. Okay.
And how do you match BPM of the other track with this one?
Oh, you mean if it's already like? Oh, that I was showing you earlier. Weren't you paying attention? You weren't paying attention. No, you. I mean, do
mean,
you want me
like-
to show you guys again? You use the pitch. Do you
On
want to
the-
try? Move the pitch. Try to move
Oh.
the pitch. See, this is how it comes slower. Also, if you want to slow it down, you press here a little bit, but careful. Yeah, but you need to move the pitch. Yeah, correct. If you want to make it faster, do this. Some people do this movement. I personally find it uncomfortable. I do this. See, it kind of went a bit faster, and then you move the pitch. And this is slower. And sometimes you can just press it for a long time, but kind of not too hard.
Why don't you just only move the pitch?
You know, there's some people that do kind of this technique. I personally don't like it because it doesn't let me adjust the tracks as I please, because if you use the plate, you also physically reposition the record according to the one you have. It doesn't mean you have to do it this way. Yeah, there are people that do this, sorry, I'm sure you've seen. But I like to kind of manually move it and then set the pitch. Rather than do this, all the time. But it's just me. Try both things out and see what works for you. Okay, so we have 5,000 questions. Can you make a small set at the end? Well, I'm playing tonight. I'm playing tonight at a party, so that's where I'll make a big set, not even a small one. Okay, do you think this type of mixing only works best with techno or minimal genre? Is the question. If we're talking about EQing, I think yes, it's more of a techno and minimal thing. If we're talking about beat matching, it doesn't matter if it's house or electro or techno or disco, it has to be clean. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. I wish I could tell, now if it's different genre, just do whatever. It has to be clean. How you EQ, how you bring in things, how long do the records play together, both on the main sound, is up to you and up to the genre. But it has to be clean, the speed has to be correct, the positioning has to be correct. That's also one of the reasons why I really like to move the plate, to just really put them in. Do you look at something special in the records that help on this type of mixing? No, I just buy records that I like and I mix them. And sometimes they're difficult to mix and then I practice. And sometimes they're easy to mix and then I have free time. Can you tell a little about how you create your narratives in the set. This is also like a question I enjoy, but it's very personal. You guys will choose your own adventure. I think that the most important thing in any DJ set is programming and storytelling. And most of my favorite DJs have a completely different music taste from mine, but I like how they tell a story, I like how they build the tension and so on and so forth. So I think it's very important to think about it a lot. For me, it's important that records match in key, that they don't clash. I like to build tension and then have some record that brings a relief, emotion, like I like to play with emotions. And I really need to see people on the dance floor. We kind of play together. I watch them, I think about them, we make an eye contact, and then I come up with the next record I want to play. But I also don't like to jump too fast from one mood to another. I feel like it's important to not be in a rush, to build, you know, if this record and this record are a bit too different, I'll put two records in between that will kind of transition the mood. But this is taste, and this is something you guys will all discover for yourselves, and some stuff that works for me will just not be fun for you, and you will come up with something different, and that's, I think, this human factor that makes it so special. Oh, the questions disappeared. I'm sorry, they disappeared.
One question.
Of course.
So, when the one track is end,
Yeah.
and you must change the vinyl.
Right.
You stay with only one, and vinyl just play, and you search another one, and.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically with this setup, let's say you mix this record in, we're done with this one, this one's playing. You have like a third of a track to find a new record, to find the right speed to align it. And I suggest to mix in when there's like a third left, so that you have enough time to layer. It's as you please. Of course, you can do it sooner, you can do it later, or some people do this a lot, and like it's just a matter of taste. But yes, the track plays on its own. You have your time to prepare the next one. Sometimes, of course, people play with 3 turntables. It's not as popular as with the CDJs, because you can't do the looping. You can't have like 50 channels playing at the same time, each of them having their own loop. It's a very different approach. You can do 3 turntables, but I mean, we only have 2 channels, and I think first stick to 2 turntables, and if you get bored, you add the third one. But yeah.
But usually, before the DJ set, you prepare some specifically vinyls and make it in the right.
Do you mean if I pre-program in advance?
Yeah.
No, because I don't know who's coming to the party, and I don't know how it's going to be, and especially if I'm booked in the city where I've never been, and I don't know how the sound system is going to behave. Is it too bassy? Is it too much highs or too much mids? Who is playing before me? Who's playing after me? There's so much. I mean, I think about all these factors when I pack my bag, but I can't really place the records in the exact order and pre-program it, because it will always go different. Whatever you're imagining, it's going to be totally different at the party. It's not going to be worse or better. It's just going to be a different trip. And as much as it is, I think, very tempting for beginners to just have it all pre-programmed. I play this record, then I play that record. When my first couple gigs, really the very first ones, the clubs, I would also write down at home the pitch, put it on the record. I was so nervous. And then you come to the club and everything just goes completely different, and all these preparations just make you more stressed, and just relax and connect with the crowd and keep the kick in the hand. This is all I want from you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Did I read them all, because they were moving so fast?
Yeah, there's not any more questions.
Okay, cool. Well, if anybody, because we still have a little bit of time, if anybody wants to try, be my guest. I'm here for a little bit.
Oh, there's one more question.
Oh yeah, okay. How many records more or less you use to do a set? Oh, this is a really good question. This is a really good one. Thank you for asking. So okay, I used to bring a lot. like a lot. And then I realized that sometimes, especially when you're a beginner and you don't quite understand how the record will behave on main sounds, like on a big sound system, you listen to it at home with your home speakers, it sounds different, and then sometimes it comes across too boomy or the opposite. So I would bring too much. I would open my record bag and I would realize that, why did I bring all these records? I brought all the wrong stuff. I should have brought something totally different. So I realized that it's best if you bring less, because then you at least find things quickly and you have, like, you know, this is what I'm working with and this is it. When you have your whole record collection standing in front of you, you rented a truck, you brought it all in the club, first of all, you really can't find what you want because it's just a mess. Second of all, you start wandering around and not in a good sense of it. When you have less, this is what you work with, and you just need to make it work. How to pack your record bag is something you will learn throughout just playing for real people and real environment. My rule of thumb is for like 15 records per hour. It's like usually about 15 tracks per hour, right? So if I'm playing a 2-hour set, I bring roughly, like, let's say, well, technically it's 30 records, but you want to go in different directions. I bring roughly 40 records, and I don't allow myself to bring a record more. Like for 2 hours, 40. I also like the records where I like 2 or 3 tracks, so that I can use them not just one track, but maybe both sides. So these are always very handy when you're touring. For a 3-hour set, I never allow myself to bring more than 45 records. Again, if I'm touring, if I'm flying, I try to pack only the records where I like at least 2 tracks, or better yet, 3 or 4. For a 4-hour set, never more than 60. If it's more than that, then I might allow myself to bring extra other than those extra 15, because I just get too nervous. But I shouldn't be too nervous. And I can tell you, I used to live on the first floor, and I would bring a lot of records. And then I moved to an apartment that didn't have an elevator, and I lived on the 4th floor. And trust you me, my packing became very compact. I would start bringing very little, because this walk of shame with a record bag upstairs on the 4th floor at 7 a.m. after a gig, that teaches you to pack like very, very modestly. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Anyone? No? Oh, yeah, of course. All right. No, the very, very beginning. The very beginning. Do you see the groove? Well, like, yeah, like sort of, yeah. Don't be afraid, press play. Okay, now try to find the kick. Good. You found it. Very good. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Then use the right hand. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, no, 5. Okay, start over. Do you hear it? If you don't, then it's not there. It's easier to start from the very beginning. Just put the needle on the... Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. Now, do you hear it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try again. You need to do on 5. All right. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. You're not going home until you're getting this right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Count with me. Listen, I'll show you, and you just count. Let go. Yeah. Whichever hand, let go. Just count with me. No, just move your hand. Move it away. No, just don't touch anything. Okay. Count with me. 1, with me, out loud. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, and you always let go on 4. All right, I like this move. It's very... There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a mistake he's making. Do you guys see what it is? No, please don't do it with your hands, please. You're gonna. It's so. Don't do the catty thing. Just look. Let it go. Just like look. Touch the paper because the more you touch look, it's all your fingerprints. I can open your iPhone now. What was the mistake he was making? He goes too far. We can hear a different sound. He goes way too far up front. Yeah.
Too far, yeah?
Yeah, you need to just look. It's just a kick. 1. Just a kick. 2, 3, 4. Do you hear it? If you don't hear it, it's not there. Okay, cool. 1. You go really far. Do you see how far your hand goes?
Yeah. So
but it shouldn't go so far. Well, listen. Do you hear when it ends? That's it. As soon as it ends, you go back. 1. No. You can hear it. It's just 2, 3. Yeah, wonderful.
It's not
On 5.
on 5. Oh my gosh.
2, 3, 4, 5. Bravo! Anyone wants to try? If not, I can just walk you.
I can try.
Go ahead. Okay. It's already playing. Like it's already rotating. Oh, there's another.
Artistic questions.
How many vinyl did you bring for your Berkheim closing set? Okay. Well, I'll answer as soon as. 1, 2, 3. Do you hear that there's more than one sound? There's more than one sound. But you guys can hear it now, right? You can see other people do it, and you can hear that it. I don't think it's actually the kick. It's yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. So how many records did you bring for your Berkheim closing set? People are asking. So it was supposed to be 8 hours. So the rule for 8 hours would be 120 records. And I panicked and I brought 150. So I had like 30 emergency records in case I don't know what these break or I don't know what happens. But I had this sort of in case what I prepared won't work. If I ever get to play an 8-hour set again, I'm not going to bring 150 records. I'll try to stick to 120, 130. Yeah.
So you played 8 hours without break?
Yeah, without a break.
How was it? What was the experience for you?
Like the 8-hour thing? I mean, you know,
This sound system must be really loud.
I mean, the way the monitors are positioned, you're kind of a little bit isolated from the main sound. The main sound is out there, and of course you hear the boominess, but it doesn't leak in the booth. The monitors are directed at you, and they were positioned quite nicely. I could hear myself, so I kept them on like 12 o'clock, not too loud, which is something I really want you guys to ask. And it's something all the beginners do. They come in and they blast the booth because they're so nervous and they think if the booth is louder, they'll mix better. Protect your ears. Just keep it like on a half or maybe a bit louder. If you feel like you don't hear it, add a little bit, because you will go deaf throughout the 2-hour set that you're playing. If you start super loud, there's nowhere to go, but up your ears will get tired. So make sure that at least the first hour the monitors are quiet and the headphones are quiet. Then don't overdo it. But yeah, in terms of so the monitoring was quite clear and it was all right. I mean, I took only one bathroom break, which I'm really proud of, in 8 hours, and it kind of comes in waves. Like first 5 hours were very energetic, then like my back started breaking, and then also because it's a closing set, there's less and less people. No matter how well you play, people do have a life and they start leaving at some point, so you start kind of crashing a little bit. I had a protein shake with me, which just looked so gross. I couldn't, like, I brought a protein shake, and, like, I thought it would be my meal, and I couldn't even look at it. But then it's like at 7 a.m., 1 hour before I ended, the other dance floor got shut, like, closed, because it was the end. And all these people from the other dance floor came back, and it was like such a burst of new energy that I was like, oh, my back is fine. I'm all right. And the last hour was the most fun, I'd say, the 8th hour. But it was great, yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. I thought I saw. Do you think people enjoy better this type of mixing based on the fact that it's more physical without any automations and so on? I'm not sure I quite understand the question, but I think different people enjoy different things. And you kind of need to, sorry.
What does mean automation?
Automations.
What do you think?
Well, enabled an automation means when you kind of change the parameter of a filter or whatnot. Maybe the question was if people enjoy me playing without using filters. If that's the question, I think it's a matter of taste. I think everyone has their own favorite things. I personally don't like the filters in DJing, not in Ableton, of course, not in production. I don't, because if I like the track, I don't want to mess with it. I like it as is, and I want people to hear at least 1/3 as is and enjoy it. If I don't like the track and I feel like, oh, I need to change some filtering here and this and that means I'm not in love with the track. If I'm not in love with the track, the crowd is not going to fall in love with the track. It's all about your romance with your music collection. It's all about what you love. So some people maybe enjoy my style of mixing, others maybe miss the filtering, but I think you need to stay true to what you love. Is it? I don't know. I think that was the question. Yeah. No.
I think we can have one more volunteer.
Yes. Yes. I feel like you already learned it all.
Because I've never touched the turntable.
Wow,
so
congratulations. It's everything.
I only listen to vinyls, at home. So.
Okay. So you put the needle. Very good. Press play.
Okay.
Yeah, start. There you go. The kick came in. Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah!
Nice work.
Good job. Anyone else? Do you want to try something? No, it's so good. Anything else? Давайте. Давайте, ребята.
Right, so that's the last one. And we have like 5 more minutes.
All right, we have 5 more minutes. There are no more questions in the digital machine. I don't know. Huh?
It's your last chance to try. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Question.
Yeah.
don't try.
What
You
was your biggest mistake when you were starting?
As in technical mistake.
Yeah.
Technical mistake. Okay, well, I can also tell you an encouraging story. I mean, technical mistakes were like mostly me train wrecking, like not being able to find the correct pitch fast enough, seeing that this record is ending, panicking, thinking, oh, I'll fix it on the go, mixing in, and just kind of people hearing, the kicks really running away. I'm sure you heard it many times, and like panicky trying to fix it and failing because the nerves obviously don't help. But if it happens to you, which it will happen to you, there's no way around it. Remember, there are only 2 things that might be going on. Either the record is too fast or it's too slow. There's just 2 options. So you can try it and try and the second thing that might be the problem, it might be positioned incorrectly. So like kind of 2.5 issues really, and that's it. So there's nothing to worry about. Is it too fast? Bam. Oh no, actually I think it's too slow. That's it. It's very limited. But I can tell you that I was terrible at beat matching when I first started. Just really bad. And all my friends that started with me were getting better and better and better by the day. And I was already somehow getting booked at some small parties because my programming was quite good, like for a beginner. Like I thought a lot about it, and I don't know. And I would just train rack. If I had like a 3-hour set and I would align 4 records correctly, that would be a victory for me. Everything else was just a mess. And there were people telling me, look, maybe it's just not your thing. Look, everybody else kind of figured it out already. It's okay. Maybe you just don't need to be a DJ. Not everybody needs to do this. And then I spoke to a friend of mine who was DJing for 8 years by that time. And she said, don't listen to anyone. What you need to do is practice every day for 2 hours. Phone off, play records for 2 hours. Every day, in a year, you play better than all of these assholes who told you that maybe you shouldn't be a DJ. And she was absolutely right, which is why I started our session with just saying, just practice every day. Yes, this is nerve-wracking, I get it, when you first try it, and it's all like, but in a few tries, your body will know what to do.
Have one more question.
Yeah, of course.
So, what was your start of your career and full adventure with like playing with the vinyls?
I mean, when I started, everyone played vinyl.
Teacher or you learned from?
When I started out, there were no CDJs. There were no digital DJs. I had my first gig in 2006. There were no CDJs in the clubs. Everyone.
Burning the 2005. Yeah.
But there you go. So you must remember how it was. And I didn't have any like teachers, but I did have a friend who showed me basically everything I showed you guys. This whole how to hold a kick, and she explained me this whole 1-bar loop, 4-bar loop. It's just a 30-minute conversation, really. The good thing is I had turntables at home from the very start, which it helped. Like first I borrowed them from a friend, and I always had turntables. So once I figured it out, what the theory is, just every day I would do this painfully.
So when you thought you want to be a DJ?
Oh.
Some party or?
No, I was listening. We had this radio station that had some electronic music playing, and I was listening to it in headphones in bed when my parents thought I was asleep. And there were DJs talking about mostly drum and bass. That was the show I would listen to, and they were like so cool, and they were like saying how they just got back from London, blah blah blah. And I was like, I want to be a DJ. I was like 8 or something like that. Should have become a lawyer though. So if you want to. And if you still have time, I'm joking.
Okay, so I have some question about vinyls.
Yeah.
About cleaning vinyls.
Cleaning, good one. I have this like record bath.
Okay.
And if you write me, I'll send you the link. Any of you, if you find me on social media, write me, I'll send you the link. So it's like this plastic tub, sort of. And you buy this special shampoo for records, and it has there are fancier ways to clean it. This is the one I use, and you have these 2 sort of, how do you call them, sponges, and you put the record in between in this bath, and the shampoo is in the sponge, and you like rotate 3 times, 1 counterclockwise, 3 times clockwise, and then you, then you dry it with a cloth. I do it before each gig, because I have nervous, sweaty hands, and I just like, and honestly, every time I wash my records, just after 1 gig in a club, the water is black. The water is pitch black. So I highly recommend it. Write me, I'll send you. Okay. I just don't remember the name, yeah. But in my student years, let's call it that way, I used to wash the records with dishwashing liquid. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if you should repeat it, but you know, some anecdotes from my past. Cool. We survived it. Did this work at all?
Right, so thank you everyone.
No,
thank you Porto.
Guys. Thank you for your
Renia.
patience, and bravo.
What time do you play?
2 to 4. Expect everyone to be there.
Zrobimy zdjęcie.